all I gotta say is, what a game! I mean, my goodness, from puck drop to the overtime winner from Auston Matthews with 2.7 seconds left in OT. This game, not only did it feel like a playoff game, in the crowd, it sounded like a playoff game. And you know what? Buffalo Sabre fans, look, I don't think we Leaf fans as of right now have the hatred as we do for the Montreal Canadiens and Sens. More or less Montreal and Boston. Buffalo has a damn good team over there. We watched them play tonight. They're fast, they're big, they're physical. They're a good team out there. Hence why they're third in the division. They're a great team out there. By the way, before we talk about this game, guys, Vancouver took a 1-0 lead over Minnesota. Who scored? Josh Leivo. By the way, guys, I mean, if you guys haven't heard, Josh Leivo was traded to the Vancouver Canucks for a AHLer. Reason being, Nylander had to get a spot. So they sent Dermott down and traded Leivo to get the roster spot. Brought Dermott back up and then put Nylander on the roster. So that meant Josh Leivo was traded to the Vancouver Canucks, and he scores 7 minutes into his first game with his new team. Congratulations, Josh. And assisted by Pettersson and Brock Besser. Do you play on the top line? You know what? Congratulations, Josh. I know all us Leaf fans loved you. It just number crunch, buddy. All the power to him in his time there in Vancouver. But as this game for the Leafs, I mean, Mike, let's start right off the top. Story coming into the game. Buffalo had won 10 straight games. Then they've lost 3 straight coming into the game. The Leafs are on absolute fire, having won 4 straight games. Auston Matthews been on a tear since he came back from being injured, and this team is just playing well in all aspects of the game. First period, tons of offense on both sides. Shots galore, 14-7 in favor of the Sabres. However, the attempts and the quality of chances was crazy. Fast pace, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was incredible to watch. There were times where they dominated. The Leafs didn't really have a great first period, but it's 0-0 after the first period. Now, let's go to the second. About midway through, Ron Hainsey tries to take a shot. It ramps up one of the guy's sticks, and Nathan Beaulieu is like, where's the puck? Problem. The moment you say that, Auston Matthews grabs it out of the air, puts it down near wraparound, and it's in the back of the net before Beaulieu even knows where the heck the puck is. And Leafs take the lead 1-0. Matthews scores again. He's got 14 goals. 14 goals in 14 games. Imagine if this guy stayed healthy and played the entire year. Ridiculous. And Ron Hainsey grabs the assist, and the Leafs have the 1-0 lead. 6 minutes afterwards, however, Sam Reinhart tips in a point shot from Nathan Beaulieu, so he gets back at that, and they tie the game at 1. Tough screen in front for Freddie, and a little bit of a tip as well. Tough one there. And if you guys watch the replay from one of the angles, it was from the point. If that puck was not tipped, Freddie would have had it with his blocker, because it's right where it was, but that tip knocked it down, and it was right below his blocker. Tough one, Freddie, not going to blame him on that one, and we're tied. With 10 seconds left in the second period, Marner, beautiful spin around backhand pass to John Tavares. It kind of goes off his stick a little bit. He's kind of around the red line behind the net. Pass back. I don't know if he saw Jake Gardiner or what, or he just fired it to the front of the net. But he does, and Gardner's right there to bury it past Allmark, and the Leafs take the 2-1 lead with 10 seconds left. We talk about it. The last 5 and the first 5. Last 5 of the second period, the Leafs take that lead in the final 10 seconds. Big goal there. Problem, though, first 5 minutes of the third period, you give up a goal of Jack Eichel off a beautiful pass from Rasmus Ristolainen. Eichel 6th on the year, and they tie it up. And now we go to about 7 minutes to play. Jack Eichel all alone off a turnover. I think it was Nazem Kadri turnover at the line. I'm not sure exactly who it was. I think it was Kadri. If not, then let me know who it was. And he's got all the time in the world. The defense does not kind of come up and charge at him. I mean, they don't really do much of anything. And he waits and waits and waits and Jack Eichel puts a shot on net. It kind of ramps up Kadri's stick and into the net. And Sabres take the lead 3-2, and us Leaf fans are like, no, this game is so good. We can't lose this, right? I mean, ideally, you're going to lose games here and there. But this game is such a good game, you want to win it. You know, and with just over 5 to play, a big aspect in this game that we don't talk about a whole lot, but a big key in this game was the fact of being able to win faceoffs. Now, I don't know the percentages exactly. All I know is from watching the game, the Leafs dominated. Let's check it out here. 37-29 in favor of the Leafs. I think there's some of them, a couple Sabre wins were in overtime. But a big win, I think it was by John Tavares. It could have been, I'm not sure who it was, JT or Auston Matthews. And it gets back to the point, actually it was Matthews because he had the secondary assist. Back to Morgan Rielly. He puts the puck on, and I'm not sure if he intentionally missed the net on purpose. If he did, that is the most beautiful missed shot I have ever seen. You know why? Because it goes off the boards, out to Patrick Marleau, who banks it off Ullmark and into the net, and we are tied again. Come on, focus. 5 minutes to play left in the third period, and we're freaking out here. And this is an incredible type of game. Both teams flying, both teams scoring. Goalies got to stand on their heads, and we are tied, and we end up going to overtime. And it seemed like in overtime, the Sabres were very conservative. Reason being, they're on the second night of a back-to-back. They lost a tough, close 2-1 game in Nashville, and they're on the back-to-back, obviously, today. So they're gassed. Late in the third period, they're gassed. The Leafs tie it up, and they're probably thinking, oh, God dang it. We wanted to close that game out, and we go to overtime, and they're trying to slow it down. They come down on a small 2-on-1. I don't know who it was, tried the saucer pass to the middle, but Jake Gardiner looks like he's playing for TFC out here, fires out his leg, makes a kick save, and then the Leafs pick it up. Kasperi Kapanen down the ice, clock ticking down. I'm assuming, as he's skating by the Leafs bench, all the Leafs players are just reaming at him. You got 5 seconds, bud! And he drops it back for Auston Matthews, and oh, baby. Oh, baby. The little toe drag, we've gotten used to this so much. And he does it again. Auston Matthews, the little toe drag, snip show. 2.7 seconds left in overtime. And the Leafs win and steal that extra point. Oh my goodness, the Buds have now won 5 straight games. They're 20-8, 7-2 in their last game. They remain perfect in overtime. And Auston Matthews, for flip's sakes, has 15 goals in 14 games. Incredible. Not to mention, I know that all that crazy goals happen and all that kind of stuff, but Frederik Andersen, as much as he gave up 3 goals, you can't blame him on the Eichel goal. Both of them, really, because one was a deflection, one was he was wide open back door. Kind of hard to get that. And what was the first goal? Hold on. What was the first? The Sam Reinhart tip-in. We already talked about that. So, you can't really blame Freddie for that, but the saves that he saw, he made. 3 goals on 41 shots. I think it was 41 or 42 shots on goal. Great game for Freddie. Look at the save percentage, guys. .927. Very good. We'll take that any day of the week. And boy, oh boy, does this team keep on chugging. This Leafs squad, guys, they are finding that extra gear. Now, ideally, yes, Buffalo on the second half of back-to-back. And don't give me the whole they have their backup goalie in net garbage, because both goalies for the Sabres have been very good this year. And guys, you know what? I got to give a tip of the cap 100% to the Sabres. Look, that team has gone through a ton of garbage. Losing out on Connor McDavid. Yeah, Jack Eichel's a pretty darn good consolation prize, but you lost out on Connor McDavid. You lose out on Aaron Ekblad. I know Aaron Ekblad's kind of iffy right now, but back-to-back first overall picks. You lost both. You finally get one, and Rasmus Dahlin, and man, does that kid look good. That kid looks good. Eichel's developing and staying healthy. Reinhart looks good. Your goaltending is playing very well. This is going to be one heck of a rivalry for years and years and years. Stressful, but a fantastic hockey game. If you guys are fans of just straight up good hockey, That's what you like to see. Next up for the Toronto Maple Leafs, guys, they come back home after the 2 games they had on the road. They got both wins. The Leafs continue to stay dominant out on the road, and they welcome in the lonely Detroit. I wouldn't say lonely. They're actually playing some pretty good hockey lately. The Detroit Red Wings to town. 7 o'clock puck drop on Thursday night. Jimmy Howard, Frederik Andersen, the expected starters, the almost guaranteed starters in that game. As the Buds look for their 6th straight victory, they look for their 21st victory, and we're not even mid-December yet. Look, the Lightning are playing great. The Atlantic Division is fantastic. You look at Boston, they're not playing too well, but they would be one of the top teams in the Metro if they were there. They're not, and they're in the wild card spot. So the Leafs, they're just playing that good right now, and they get to get one game at a time. Enjoy, Leaf fans, enjoy this win for what it is today. A beautiful overtime victory. You can watch the highlights over and over. You know what? Because I am. Because that was one heck of a hockey game. But then when Wednesday night rolls around and Thursday morning, that kind of stuff, you turn your focus to the Detroit Red Wings. Jimmy Howard's been spectacular for the Red Wings this year. 2.66 goals against, and a .923 save percentage, and a 9-6 record. He's been good. They've been really good with him in the net. Freddie Andersen gets his 16th victory there today for the Leafs. You know what, guys? That is a fantastic game, and we're going to end it off there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the game today, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. Who's your player of the game? You got to give it to Auston Matthews. You can give it to Patrick Marleau for that tying goal. Give it to Freddie Andersen for some big saves. One late in the third period, that really high tip that he had to make a huge pad save there. I forgot who shot the puck and who tipped the puck even, but holy smokes, what a big save that was, and some big saves in overtime from Freddie as well. Give it to anybody. My one is Auston Matthews once again. This guy's incredible. And by the way, Leaf fans, we don't even have Nylander back. Now, could he be back on Thursday against the Detroit Red Wings? Possibly, but honestly, what's the rush? This team has won 5 straight. They have won a ton of games. They're 20-8. Look, I know we want Nylander in the lineup. You don't need to rush the kid in there. He's making the money. He doesn't care. He's making that big money in that first year. He doesn't give a darn how it happens. And for Leaf fans, we want him to go in there when he's ready, confident, got his skating up to speed, got the chemistry up to speed with whoever he's going to be playing with. And I'm just so excited to watch him. Because, guys, I got to admit, in overtime, the Buffalo Sabres did dominate the possession category. But the Leafs got the overtime winner. And that's what matters. All right? So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below all that great stuff. Evan and I will talk to you guys either Wednesday or Thursday. Tomorrow or Thursday. Podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition tomorrow night as they welcome in the Philadelphia 76ers. The Raptors look to get back on track after that tough loss. We're not going to get back into that one. That happened a night ago against the Denver Nuggets. They look to rebound against the Philadelphia 76ers tomorrow night at Scotiabank Arena. And as for the Toronto Maple Leafs, guys, as we've been trying to tee up here, the Detroit Red Wings come to Scotiabank Arena on Thursday night, 7 o'clock puck drop. Jimmy Howard, Frederik Andersen, the expected starters in that game. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.